Ladies and gentlemen, we here after I guess we could say an active,
Hmm.
active week. We back at it with the fourth episode of the Mirror Image Podcast. On your way in, please make sure that you like, you comment, and subscribe. P, how you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing, man. It's your boy P Way here. Listen, listen, I'm feeling amazing.
Let's turn it up. Let's
I'm
turn it up.
feeling
Let's turn it up.
amazing.
Let's turn
We're
it
gonna
up.
get to it later, but somebody knows about football and somebody don't. We'll get to it.
Clinton Jones, man, congratulations on your Chiefs cheating their way to the next round.
Yes,
But
they
we'll
did.
talk about that. We'll talk about that when it is time. Clinton says, "Hey TP, how you doing? What's up, bro? I can't call it." Before we even get into football, man,
Hmm.
we must step into the boxing world. There are rumors that Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez
Ooh.
date is signed. Man,
Mm.
how do you feel about that when they saying possibly in September, but I don't think anything is official just yet. But they said behind the scenes, it's looking like it's gonna go down this year, man.
Yeah, I like that, man. I like that fight. I think that's definitely the best fight that can be made. You know what I'm saying? I like Terrence Crawford's style. He can move a little bit. And I feel like that can be, too much for Canelo at this time in his career.
You
So,
underselling it. You
that's
underselling it.
that's a,
You
that's a great
underselling it.
fight. That's a great fight.
We gonna more than like this one. This one is
We're
it.
gonna love. Yeah,
This
we need it.
is yeah.
Yeah.
This is the fight right here.
Hmm.
Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. I don't think that there could be a bigger fight in boxing right now. Um, maybe Javante. I don't even think Javante Davis can fight anybody
Nah,
that's going to equate to this, man.
not
This is
this.
going to
Yeah.
be a dope fight if it goes down. Um, who you got? I mean, who can you go
Ah,
ahead and pick out of this joint?
I don't know, man. I always like Canelo. With Canelo throw that Viva la Mexico. Canelo strong, man. I don't know. Terrence Crawford.
Man,
I've seen him touched a few times, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen him touched a few times at 135, 140, 147. And I've seen him get wobbled a little bit. So it's like, what are you gonna do when Canelo hits you with a clean shot, a good hook? Man, I want to go Crawford, but my boxing mind is going to say Canelo's going to win this one. Just too big, man. Just too
yo,
big.
I hate this because these are literally my favorites right here.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
are literally my favorites. I just like the fact that Canelo, like outside of what he does in the ring, I
Mhm.
just like the fact that Canelo has that confidence to step with anybody. He doesn't wave or wage on. He don't care who you
Wait.
are.
Time out.
Now
Now
that's a fact. I
Benavidez,
don't know.
now
No,
Benavidez though, but
bruh. That he not scared of no damn Benavidez, bro. He is not scared of him, man. He look, Canelo. Canelo got the whole package. He to me, he is the um perfect example of what a textbook boxer looks like. I mean,
just yeah.
I like what Canelo brings to the game, but I also, man, Terrence Crawford, he is that underdog that became the top dog, man.
Hmm.
If you once doubted him before, he is the one that is like, all right, nah. After
Right.
that Spence fight, let's make no mistake about it.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna know that I'm pound for pound the best,
Oh, we
and
knew.
I will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Well,
confirmed it
some
that night.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some people doubted the man, and I think I think out of these two, I may have to go with Terrence Crawford, and I'm not
Mm.
even saying this confidently. I don't think you could really lose with either pick.
Hmm.
I'm going with Terrence Crawford from the standpoint of him figuring Canelo out.
Hmm.
Because Canelo is so textbook, I think when it comes to just looking at the film, I think Terrence can be a technician, have a good game plan, and then ultimately um, do enough to win the fight.
Right.
I don't know if Canelo looks at Terrence Crawford in that light as such.
Right. My, man, my thing is stick and move. He been stick and move, and that's
Yeah,
about it because Canelo been rocked, by Triple G, and he stood there toe and toe.
that's a fact.
So I don't see
That's a fact.
anything in Crawford's power. You ain't knocking Canelo out.
That's
You
a
know what I
fact.
mean? Canelo got a chance, so stick and move, and we'll see what happens.
No, that's a fact. That's a
Hmm.
fact. I'm with you. Also, there's another fight, man, that came across my desk. I seen Keyshawn Davis. I think it was on Instagram or something like that, but he kind of put it out there, man. Keyshawn Davis versus Shakur Stevenson, man. Keyshawn Davis, VA, 2 up, 2 down, Virginia's own. Um, he made a little quick video, put it out there, him on the face off with him and Shakur. How
Yeah,
you feel
yeah, yeah.
about that?
I don't see them two fight. I think they cool. I think they were just, poking at the public a little bit. I don't see that. But I love what Keyshawn's doing, period. The
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
energy, he's a businessman, the entertainment. I love what he's doing for the sport of boxing. So, but I think they was definitely just, poking at the public a little bit.
Yeah, I agree, but I do also think that if enough noise is made, that fight can
Mhm.
happen.
If they
You know,
fought now, I got Keyshawn knocking him out. I think he's, at that weight, he's definitely has a lot of power at that weight, and it's been shown. Like
yeah,
he's definitely gonna move up to 140 probably soon.
yeah. I lost a little respect for Shakur, man.
Oh,
I
for
lost a
real?
little respect, man. I mean, not necessarily respect, but I guess I lost believability when it comes to Shakur.
Hmm.
His last dance, I wasn't impressed at all. Matter of fact, his last couple joints, I wasn't that impressed. And he even hearing the sound bites and stuff like that, man. I don't know. He just come off as a big baby to me now, man.
Yeah, he
And
he's part of that new, the young kids. He's part of that mindset. He let the public get to him and how he moves and what he thinks. Everything that the public's saying is feeding to his style. So he's
yeah,
trying to overprove when he get into the ring, and then he ends up underperforming. Because then at the end of the day, he likes to stick and move. He don't really like to, get in it like that. So he just got to stick to what he do and not worry about people's opinions. But that's his problem.
yeah. And I mean, I agree. You should go in the ring, be technical, and win the fight how you need to win the fight. But I don't like a boring fight.
Nah,
I
nah,
don't like a,
nobody.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just my thing with him. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's that on that, man. We'll keep our ears to the streets as far as that is concerned to see what is what and all of that. But
Did you hear about Garcia and Rolly?
oh no,
So
no,
Garcia and Rolly are fighting, and then Haney gonna be on the undercard.
that's not real.
So no, that's real. So what they're doing is they're fighting. I believe it's in March to May, one of those months between there, and then later in the year they're gonna fight again. That's the plan for them to fight on the undercard, build it up, and then they're gonna fight again, a rematch. Haney say he want the rematch.
Who Haney and Garcia?
Garcia, yeah, round two.
I can see why Haney would want the rematch.
Oh, I mean, he has no
Um,
choice, but yeah.
yeah, that's a stain on on his record right there. I can see why, but I actually, quiet as kept, I would have Haney winning this rematch. I think I
Wow.
think Haney will win this rematch. Um, just look if we pay attention to the last fight. I don't care, man. Garcia used steroids, and he know he did. He know he
Mhm.
did. So I don't care how he tries to explain it, tries to shake it off. You could tell it clearly benefited him in that fight, and I think Haney is going to come in there. He knows what he has to do. He knows how he has to approach this thing. He's going to come in there serious. I don't think it's going to be like an exciting fight to say the least, because I do think that Devin Haney's main priority is going there and make sure he gets a win.
He better,
And
yeah.
yeah, and so that's how I think that's going to go. But yeah, right. But it's time to get Garcia up out of
Listen,
boxing anyway, man. It's time for him to get out of boxing, man.
listen, I'm always supporting my brothers out there. But my boy got hit with too many left hooks, man. I got him going to sleep again.
Nah, no way,
He
no
ain't got
way.
the chin, man.
I don't think he has the chin, but I don't think I don't. I think he's gonna come better prepared this fight.
Nah,
Now,
I got to get it ugly. I got Bill Haney like throwing the towel in or something. I think it's gonna be worse.
that's bad, man. That's bad.
Yeah,
If that happens, is that's good. That's gonna be bad.
it
That's gonna
is.
be tough. But yeah. I think that's all we have in the boxing world, as far as
Hmm.
that is concerned. So let's get into it, man. The beautiful sport of football. Let's start collegiately,
Let's go. Let's
and
go.
let's speak about the weakest national championship that I can remember in a long time, man. Notre Dame versus Penn State is checked off. It is in the books. What's your takeaway from that, man?
Good. What up, Domo? What up, baby?
Yo.
Listen, that was. I don't think you watched it. It was a good game, but at the end of the day, Ohio State had way too many weapons on offense. And I told you this before. Penn State, they went the whole year running man to man. They should have known dang well you're not going to go one on one with Jeremiah, one on one with 17 and 2 out there. You're not going to be able to do that against Ohio State, and they got two dynamic running backs. You know what I'm saying? It was just way too many weapons for them to deal with defensively. Notre Dame is a very good team. It's just one of those things where their scheme does not line up to play against Ohio State. I mean, 9 out of 10, Ohio State's going to win that game because just they're a man-to-man team. That's what they're comfortable with. When they're in zone, they're not as fast, and that's just how they play because they have big physical corners and stuff like that. When they can match up versus anyone, but not Ohio State. So I think that pretty much was the game. And then Ohio State's defense, you know what I'm saying? They're pretty good at stopping the run. So once they got their lead and took that away and took the running game away from Notre Dame, yeah, the game was over.
Man, look, I titled this episode "No More Pretenders."
Hmm.
No more pretenders. And Notre Dame to me was came off as pretenders, man. They didn't come off like a national championship team. I mean, they really, to me, got exposed. Um, I'm wearing my Duke gear and all of that. I'm Leonard. He didn't. I mean, he didn't. To me, I didn't feel like Leonard elevated and got to that point of the game to where I would like that. I know that he's capable of that. I would like to see him.
He couldn't.
Um, yeah, well, I think he could. I think he could. There's some throws that I feel like he could have made in that game to put him in a better position.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting the blame on him. I'm not saying that it's him, but just overall, man, I wasn't excited. I wasn't excited. I wasn't interested into that game wholeheartedly. I don't think the world was, to be honest with you. To
Mm-hmm.
be honest with you, it's not even a lot of noise this today.
Right.
It's like the game came and went type thing. It just, I don't know, man. It wasn't exciting to me. And, congratulations to Ohio State and all of that. They definitely look like, they belong. They definitely look official. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, too many pieces on that squad. But just as far as just watchability, like it didn't get to me.
And just one thing about Notre Dame's offense, which I think that Leonard gave it all he got. But when they was running the ball with him that first drive,
Yeah.
man, I mean, he was taking the licking like the whole time. He was moving the ball, doing his thing, but I was like, yo, he's not going to be able to play a full game like this. I mean, he was getting smacked, and he just kept going, and they ended up scoring, which was cool. But I was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to sustain this for 4 quarters, and that's exactly what happened. He wore down, and he just couldn't stay poised in the pocket and stuff like that.
I agree. I agree
Mm-hmm.
with you, but I also think there was a lot of theatrics from Pat Leonard too. Like,
You think he was overreacting?
yeah, I think I seen through the lines and all of that extra, you know, staying on the ground and all that extra shit. Like, come on, bro. All right, I get it. You going hard
Nah,
for
I
your
did
squad.
too till they slowed the replay down. They showed him. I mean, he got straight slammed. And he was like, yo, get me out this game. He was like, nah, man, you the quarterback. You got to stay in.
Listen, man, I want y'all to go pay attention to go to my YouTube page on TP Way the Giant and look at a vlog that I had, the UNC versus Duke football game that I went to, and that was Drake May versus Leonard. And
Mm-hmm.
that was my first time when I was introduced to Leonard. Leonard was out there. I'm not even gonna lie. He was out there balling. And for real, he looked just as good as Drake May did in that game. And he did some things, man. He did some things where I was just like, okay, okay, I see you. And then he got transferred to Notre Dame. So, um, yeah, just shout out to Ohio State though. I'm not gonna knock them. I'm not gonna take away their win, but yeah, I don't know. This to me, this shit was weak. I don't know. I'm just I wasn't interested the whole joint.
Nah, we knew who the winner. Yeah, we knew who the
Yeah,
winner was
yeah.
going to
It
be
was like we knew.
for
We knew.
sure.
But yeah, that is it, folks. That is it as far as
Real quick,
NCAA
shout out
football.
to Ryan Day though. He secured his job after that Michigan
Oh
loss.
yeah,
Yeah, he
for
shut
sure.
all the haters up. So
For
you
sure.
good. You're gonna get the contract now.
Yeah.
You did your job. You know what I'm saying? You safe. You
Yeah,
safe.
he needed that.
No
He
doubt.
needed that for sure. Hey, real quick, what do you think about Deshaun Jackson being a head coach now, stepping into that role? I think I seen something along the lines of him reaching out to Vic, saying that when Delaware State plays NSU, that they should play it at Lincoln Financial Philadelphia Eagles
Oh, for real?
stadium. Yeah. So what do you just even think about that in general? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, enough is enough, man. Like I get it, I get the wave, I understand the whole, having NFL players take the head coaching role and all of that thing. I think Deion Sanders put a lot of light on that. Eddie George, Ed Reed, or whoever, Ed Reed's attempt at least. But now I kind of feel like, yo, all right, man. All right. I feel like it's a little like trendy type thing rather than beneficial, whatever. And I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Deshaun Jackson don't give me head coach vibes, man. I'm gonna just say it.
I feel you. Me neither. Don't get me wrong. Like he don't give me head coach vibes. But at the end of the day, what college kids are going to respect is the fact that this is someone who has played in the league. This is someone who has produced at the highest level. So you're going to respect that. And then also, in this day and age of NIL and entertainment, you're going to want these players with this cachet and these names. I mean, Michael Vick made all the sense. You know what I mean? To come to Norfolk State and stuff like that. But yeah, getting Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State, I think it's a good move. I think at the end of the day, you can get, people to tune in, more eyes on your program and to grow. And especially there's no better people to coach at the HBCU than professional Black athletes. I think they all should do that. What if, Vic, Cam Newton should go get one? You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody go get their HBCU, then they compete and we make it for us, by us. We do the halftime show with the bands and all that. We got to build this thing up because we know ain't no performance like us.
Yeah.
Ain't no entertainment like us.
I actually agree with that. But my issue with Deshaun Jackson in particular is, bro, we haven't seen this motherfucker work with any type of kids. Like we ain't seen him done nothing. Like at least, like you said, Cam Newton, we know him to do the 7-on-7 thing. We've seen him in that light, as far as that is concerned. I just feel like Deshaun Jackson was more like just a pick out of the hat, like type thing. So I do agree with that execution of things, but I would like to see it from, I guess, NFL players that seem like they have.
I'm looking it up right now.
More of a
Deshaun Jackson has limited coaching experience.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
1 year as a high school coach. Okay.
Yeah. That ain't gonna do it for me, man. I mean, but the name itself, Deshaun Jackson, is going to, do what it do and all of that. But I just, I don't know, man. I don't want this to become a thing where it's so trendy that we start making a fool out of ourselves, man.
I feel you on that.
I want to get the right guy. But hey, again, 2 up, 2 down, man. Shout out to Michael Vick. I see him out there making some moves and all of that, and man, looking good in his green and gold, getting some prospects and things of that nature. And so he's getting some names too from around the city. He's getting some good names around him, and I think that's the big part of what's going to make him do his thing, man. So I'm excited.
We got to get down there for homecoming this year.
Yeah, that is a fact. That is a fact. But yeah, in other news, let's go ahead and get to what the people are waiting for, man. Let's talk about the NFL playoffs. But before we get to that, man, alert. The Chicago Bears have a new head coach with Ben Johnson. They treated him like the president when he walked up in that thing. What was that, today or yesterday or whatever?
Yeah.
So how you feel about that move, man?
That boy Detroit got him out of there. He was like, you know what? I gave you all I could do. I brought y'all this far. It's time for me to bounce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This was just his revenge year. He came back just for the cause, just to accomplish the mission. And certain things didn't uphold. He said, you know what? I'm out. Taking my talents to Chicago. And that's it.
Look, man, Chicago is just going to have to prove to me that Ben Johnson is what they need to even to do different.
He like that, though.
I understand that, but you're going to have to show me. You're going to have to prove it to me. Because I feel like I've been in positions, I've seen these situations time after time where these position coaches, these guys who play roles on these good teams, they get into that position and nothing shakes. And so they're gonna have to show me, man. I'm not excited until I see the product, man. So
yeah. With him, no, his play calling was immaculate. There's some plays like I've never seen before.
No, that's you ain't lying.
Straight immaculate. Not even like the fancy stuff, but just simple knowing how to get the most out of Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield, knowing how to get the most out of your quarterback, looking at the throws that he likes, knowing how to route Amon St. Brown and get him open. You know what I'm saying?
But being a head coach is different. It is a different responsibility.
And he's probably going to have offensive coordinating processes. He's probably going to be the one doing the play calling. You know what I mean? He's going to be that type of coach. He's going to be strictly doing the play calling for the offense.
Who really succeeds like that? Who really succeeds being the head coach and being an OC at the same time? Like currently, like who's really doing it? Because I know it's failing for us. I know
Andy be in there calling plays. Andy Reid.
He's an anomaly though. Yeah, but you're right.
Andy being there.
Andy is a little different.
It's a lot of. I mean, but say for the Carolina Panthers, we got Dave Canales calling.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's really succeeded in that. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's really succeeded.
Shout out to the Panther Nation out there, fellas. We all right.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll look for it, man. They got their head coach. I'm a little jealous, man, because I just can't believe I'm still shocked, man, that the New York Giants still chose to go with Dable for another game, man. I just feel like, damn, Ben Johnson. I would have liked to see what he could shake up in New York. I would have liked to see what Antonio Pierce could shake up somewhere. There's some coaches out there. Variable before he got picked. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see, man. It's super duper early, but playoff time, man. Playoff time. Texans versus the Chiefs.
You want to go or can I go? All right, man. So it was a good game.
Way to the top.
right.
Let's not bullshit.
I want to start with the game though, because I feel like it was a good game in the beginning. CJ Stroud got hurt in that first quarter. He rolled that ankle, but he came back fighting, and I think it started out a very good balance. They were running the ball. He was throwing the ball well. 22 McDuffie. He nice. Yeah, he nice.
Yeah.
He's like that. Yeah. He showed up. He had a great game. I think it's just one of those things where, the Texans turned the ball over and the Chiefs had 0 turnovers. I'm sorry, they didn't turn the ball over. They kept getting sacked. Stroud just kept getting sacked throughout the whole game. A lot of pressure. And Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce started going crazy. What I'm saying? He is the slowest at this age. He's the slowest, most effective tight end I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
it's the way to get open is incredible at his speed. It just he has that.
He's not that slow.
He ain't that fast either.
Well, he acting like we ain't seen Jason Witten.
Well, James, yeah, but he has the one move. Witten used to just run, turn around, catch the rock. Kelce got a little more in the route tree. But anyways, I think that the game was just simply those plays. Let's talk the play calling. I mean the refs. Listen, we can't have that, man.
It's getting out of hand, man.
I
It's
think
getting out of hand.
at this point the NFL has to start reviewing PIs.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have to start reviewing
yeah,
it. They have to at least give the coaches at least, I would say, 2 extra reviews a game so
yeah,
they can check these decisions, because we cannot have games literally being decided by the refs.
yeah.
I'm
No, that's a
tired of
fact.
it.
No, man, it's obvious. It's too obvious at this point, man. The way they repping these Chiefs games, man, is ruining the integrity of the game, man.
Nah,
Straight
for
up.
real, for real.
Like usually, I would tell a losing team, like, "Yo, shut that shit up, carry it in the locker room, pack it up." But when I heard the Texans players, speaking their piece, I felt them.
Yeah,
I felt them because you just don't see these other games being refed in the same light, man. You just don't.
you don't.
I'm sitting there watching this joint. I'm like, man, if the Giants had these refs and they corner like this, man, we would have a different record.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But it's something that's got to be done with this, man. It
yeah,
really do. And it's coming from a standpoint of just I know how it is to be all in on a game, man, especially if you are a Texan fan, to feel like you are just straight up just being cheated. I'm gonna say that word, cheated.
hmm
Bro, it ruins the experience, man. It ruins the experience, and it's really taking away for me. It's taking away the greatness from Patrick Mahomes, man.
yeah.
Like that the whole Chiefs dynasty thing, man. It's just getting world whack, man.
But
It's getting world whack.
he got to take some accountability too, because he be playing into it. He be doing that whole acting,
Yeah,
yeah, after the play. You know what I'm saying? Acting like he got hit in the head. He didn't even get touched at all. Like, we got to stop it. That got to start being fine too in all professional sports. The flopping, that all has to go. Like
yeah,
I said,
man.
just give the coaches a flag, an extra flag, in the first half and the second half to be able to review a ref's call. That's it. Just give them all an additional flag each half, because we cannot have games get decided like this.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can't
with you.
review, you can't take a flag back, and it's just over. You
Yeah,
literally just lose off of a false call.
yeah.
It's just
Nah,
not
I'm
right.
with you. I'm with you. Look, this game, and there's gonna be another game that we speak about, man, where I don't even want to throw this ledge out there because I don't want to make it seem like this is an excuse. But I was watching the Texans and I was wondering, like, damn, yo, how would they look if they had a Stephon Diggs and a Tank Dell in that joint? I know I'm just speaking on the behalf of fandom. I'm speaking on the behalf of Texan fans. How would their game look? The defense, I feel like didn't have overall. I didn't feel like they had a bad game.
Nah.
When you're going against a Chief team, an established Chief team like such,
hmm
I'm not mad at the performance. Actually, for a second, I thought they was gonna shut me up for a minute because I was the one that was just like, man, they're not gonna come out and have the similar type game that they had the week before. But they played good, man.
Yeah.
They played good, and it just didn't work out for them as a whole. But it did make me think, man. I was thinking about Stephon and Tank for a second in that
Yeah.
thing, man. But
But no, I mean, just take away the sacks. I think at the end of the day, that's the only thing. You can't 100% say the Texans was going to win, even if they got those calls, because
right,
that Chiefs defense did stop them.
yeah, yeah,
You
I'm
know
with
what I
you.
mean?
I'm with you.
Um, and I thought, did you notice Pat Mahomes? Did he look sick or something to you? Like, he didn't look like his regular self to me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have like that energy, that playoff. He looked like he was kind of, reeling a little bit. Did you notice that?
He looked like to me. He looked like what he's been looking like all year, pretty much. Like
Nah, he
from
looked
from
like
the games that I've seen him.
usually have a little bit more like a little more spunk. It looked like he was kind of hurting a little bit
I
in
don't
my
know.
eyes. Okay.
I don't know, man. But I hope, well, for his sake, man. I hope Josh Allen handle Biz, but we'll talk about that. But I hope Josh Allen get him up out of here, man. I'm like, I ain't liking this shit. Commanders versus the Lions. I'll let you kick it off, man, because I know you
just
got some
can you do me a favor? You roll the tape. I want to go back real quick because I totally disagree with your opinion on the Commanders. I totally disagree. I think you're not really analyzing the game, and that's why I put on the glasses, because people like you are so blinded with hate. You're blinded with emotion. You're blinded with turmoil that you're not watching what you're seeing. The Commanders have a whole new ownership. They're switching the way they're doing things. They have a quarterback who is the most clutch quarterback in the NFL this year. And in the playoffs, that's all that matters. You need somebody under center who's going to show up. He has a dynamic connection to Scary Terry.
Yo,
the defense.
Clutch don't mean shit when you got a team that's putting up 50 points. Clutch ain't gonna help you.
You missing
Come
it,
on, man.
You're missing it. Jaden Daniels don't flinch. That's all fine and dandy until you get there with somebody who. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man.
Welcome to the Mirror Image.
Listen, man. Let me just go ahead and apologize, man. Apologize for putting the smut on the Washington Commanders name. You shut me up. You shut me up. I really don't have any hate for y'all right now. I really just don't, man. I can't even front and sit here and act like that wasn't a really good game by y'all. Y'all put together a really good game. There was some players that I was proud of, man, from the standpoint of just what I had an opinion of in the offseason to now. Look, man, I can't knock it. Jaden Daniels, he's really looking like the greatest rookie of all time right now, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, man. And as much as I don't like it, I'm gonna put that out there. Dwami Brown, shout out to Dwami Brown. I seen him play in UNC. He's somebody who I've consistently said is a problem. But he's having his coming out year. He's doing this thing. He had himself a good game, especially versus the St. Brown noise and all of that. Yeah, man. Yeah, the defense is carrying well, led by Louisville. Wagner looked like ass in that game, but whatever. They got the dub. I was wrong, man. I was wrong.
Oh, have the tides have turned.
I don't know why you
love to see it, man. I love to see it.
Clips are fabricated. Go look at the last episode. Look at what this man said.
Listen, first of all, I just want to say shout out to the DMV. I have nothing but love for the DMV. I have nothing but love for the DMV. I mean, just nothing but respect. Listen, I tried to tell you the Commanders have something new going on. There's something about good vibes, championship pedigree that you can't teach. Some teams have it, some don't. You got to remember, they got Dan Quinn, who took a team to a Super Bowl. And I love to see that he learned from his lessons. Remember the Falcons up 28-3. Then they got very methodical and lackadaisical, and they let Brady come back. He learned from that. He has PTSD. He said, we going for it. We pushing. We going to light their ass up for 4 quarters. He said, man, I ain't putting my foot off the pedal at all. And then, like I told you, Jaden Daniels, he's a poised, very poised kid. He's solid. He knows who his best player is. He knows to give him the ball. He has a great way of managing the game, as in balancing when to run, get his yards, and get down. And then pass it. And the best thing is his passing ability. I mean, he throws absolutely dots.
He was making some throws. I ain't going to hold you.
Dots.
He was doing his thing.
But my main thing, why I knew this was going to be a game, is that championship pedigree. When you have ownership who has won championships before and they're able to communicate to players how to move, what to do, how to, bring that morale to a team, it changes a culture. Because now you got a guy who's telling the veteran, hey, make sure you go talk to him and get that in line. You got a guy talk to a rookie, hey, you did a good game, but look at these holes here. You can't be complacent. That's stuff that doesn't happen when you don't have that ownership.
Do you believe in sophomore slumps?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I do.
Okay. I'll leave it there then. Leave it there. Hey, listen, man. I'm rooting for the Commanders this upcoming week.
Mhm.
It starts and ends after this week, though. I just want to make that clear. But yeah, speaking of that, man, just good game. Lions. Let me say this to the Lions fan too. I feel bad for y'all, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I just feel completely bad. Because I know as a Lion fan, you're just probably thinking, man, if not now, if not last year, then when? When? When can we get there? When can we get to the dance? When can we have a ring? Y'all had the momentum. Again, I don't want to make this sound like this and as excuses, but man, with y'all having just such a long injury report list, I think it just ended up biting them in the ass, man, because ultimately they just didn't look like they could catch on right quick, man.
Nah.
And
Montgomery didn't look nowhere like he's supposed to. You can tell he's
man.
still dealing with that injury. Of course, they got the Hutchinson out. That's been
They
out
should
the
have
whole
kept
year.
feeding Gibbs, though. They definitely should have kept feeding Gibbs.
They should have. But we got to talk Jared Goff. I mean, hey.
Yeah,
you can't play like that in these type of games, man. In these type of environments. He had a bad game.
Yeah.
He had a bad game.
Listen, man. I was in a draft this past year that was held in Detroit. And Detroit fans love Goff, man. They loved Goff. They was every time they seen him or something popped up on the screen that was Jared Goff, they would get the Jared Goff cheers and all of that. I don't know. I haven't checked in. I don't know how they feeling just now with him.
I did. I checked the comments and they talk about fire Campbell, get rid of Goff. They going crazy. And I'm like, yo, chill, y'all. Y'all remember who y'all guys were. Like, y'all should appreciate this a little bit.
Listen, I work with nothing but Lions fans. Like, I work with nothing but Lions fans. Yo, they were defeated, man. They were defeated because, like I said, they felt like, damn, man, if not now, then when? If not now, then when? So I feel for him. But hey, man, misery loves company. And as I'm sitting on the warmest part of the couch, I like when I see teams go home, man. Y'all just doing the wrong teams, man, because we got 2 NFC East teams in the playoffs, and one of those teams is the Eagles, who took on the Rams this past week. This is another one, man.
Yes, I think that this game, what a special talent. What a special talent. I have to start there. Saquon Barkley. I'm just so glad that Philly appreciates him for who he is, being the once in a lifetime player. I don't know what type of organization would, trade him off or give him away. I don't know. But my point is,
let me say this. I've been an advocate on saying faithfully that I do not care on what Saquon Barkley does. I've been an advocate on saying that I've completely moved on from that whole missing Saquon thing, and I just haven't fallen into that. This past game versus the Rams was a right hand to the chest. It's like it all hit me at once. And everything, like I felt everything all at once, man. I miss Saquon now, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Look, the way he looked, man, it was like he was the only one playing on rookie and everybody else was on all Madden, man.
For real.
And it was looking easy. It was looking easy for him out there.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I expected him to get back to the top. I expected him to look good, right? I expected him to get back to similar old ways.
Right.
I did not expect him to look like this, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna hold you. And it didn't even hit me until I just seen what he did versus the Rams, man. The fact that last like 60-yarder that he took to the crib or whatever, that he sat there next to Jalen Hurts and told Jalen Hurts, yo, I see something.
Right.
And then does what he does, man.
I mean, I think that's what you got to do in those type of games, man. The playoffs, especially with the weather like it was, you got to be able to rely on the run. And it made so much better that Philly has Saquon back there. They're like, okay, it's snowing outside. We got to run the rock, and we have to hand it off the 2-6. You can't ask for much better. And that did make me want to propose this question, man. Because honestly, Nick, what's his last name? Sirianni? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
When he went for it, that pass, and gave the ball back to the Rams. Horrible decision. He almost lost the game.
Bro, he sucks.
He almost lost the game. But what I realized is the Rams were kind of handicapped because they have that passing style. They like to get their weapons involved. Really, the weather played a key role.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it because they was going to look at me as a hater if I said it.
Yeah. Do you think that the NFL should mandate that these teams build domes, especially for the playoffs or stuff like that? Because I feel like the Rams would have won that game had they had it placed the weather. I'm looking at the Chiefs and Texas game, in this playoff, especially now in these days where the cold is cold.
But does it take away from the element of the game? When we look at the history of what this game has been, they played in all different elements, man. We have had some classic games in the snow, in the rain, and whatever. And I understand, man. If I just feel, I'm just not an advocate on softening up the league because I feel like they already are doing that. And at some point, man, if we keep on going down this trajectory, we're going to be looking at flag football. And I don't agree, man. I just come from that cloth of watching hard-nosed football, playing in all the elements, and you can't make you can't make that excuse. Now, even though I completely agree with you and I understand the Rams were definitely handicapped in that way, you just have to find a way to win in that snow to me, man. So that's my stance on it, at least. I would like to just see them continue to compete in any type of weather, man.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I definitely agree. I just seen that a lot of people are asking that question. I just think from a business perspective also, like, why wouldn't owners want a dome? You can hold more events, you could do more things, you can host a Super Bowl. You can't host a Super Bowl if you don't have a dome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it would make sense to do that, but you're right. You can't take away from, certain places like going to Buffalo. It's going to snow. It's known to make it tough, and that's why you have home field advantage. That's why you work hard in the regular season, so you can have that advantage. You want to make, Tampa Bay come up and play in the North. You want to make Miami come up and play in the North. You know what I mean? So just a question I wanted to see.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I do think that I do like the fact that some teams may experience them, some teams don't. But I do like the fact that it is kind of a factor. You have the team, even with the Bills, right? They're used to playing in that colder weather, but does that mean that it benefits them playing in warmer temperatures, or is that just like win-win either form? Does it benefit a team like the Rams who had to play in Philly when they're not really accustomed to that type of weather? Like I just like the mismatch. I like the chess game in that in itself. So I mean, that's just me, man. That's just the football nerd part of me that I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Last and certainly not least, man, we have the Ravens versus the Bills. I was adamant on what I said last episode. Lamar has to find a way to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
He did not get it done. But yeah, we'll it all boils down to, man.
Yeah.
That
It was tough. I think he had those turnovers in the beginning. That was like, come on, Lamar, don't do this, bro. Don't do this. Please don't go out like that. And then in the second half, they start giving the rock to Derrick Henry. They start, he was throwing dots around that field. He was playmaking. But then it's like all that bad energy he had just went to Andrews. I mean, he was dropping passes all night.
It all boils down to that for me, man. Because I look at football like this. You win, you lose. You got to find a way to win, whether it's ugly or not. You got to. That's the game. I don't know how people look at one dropped pass.
Yeah.
But for me, Andrews lost him the game, man.
Couldn't agree more.
Andrews lost him the game. And if I am a Raven fan, I am absolutely sick.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody did just enough to put them in a position to go into overtime. And you don't do your job by not catching the ball. It is equivalent to the type of pass that it was equivalent to making a layup in the NBA, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, to me, somebody who used to play wide receiver / tight end, it's just completely inexcusable. And I'm not with that cookie cutter shit, just trying to go out and paint the narrative like, oh, man, we a team. Now we lost as a team. Like, yeah, whatever. Nah, Mark Andrews lost the Ravens that game.
Yeah, it's like in basketball, if you was to like turn the ball over or something, we're down 2, you turned it over, and then you end up getting it back and they fouled you to shoot free throws. And then you make one, you miss it. No, make your free throws. Don't blame it on the turnover. Don't look back at that. No, make your free throws.
Yeah.
You had 2 free throws to make to tie the game up. And if you just look at the stats, you had Lamar Jackson 250 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen had 127 total yards in the air. 127. Derrick Henry had 84 yards on the ground. James Cook had 67 yards. I mean, the Ravens outplayed them. They really played a better game. It simply came down to that catch. Because you could say that it was because, yes, Lamar Jackson's turnovers caused the Bills to score. But at the end of the day, he did enough for his team to at least tie that game and go to overtime.
I heard somebody say, like, I'd rather get blown out than to lose like that.
Yeah. I can contest to that. I can contest to that. Being a Carolina Panthers fan in the Super Bowl, when we were injury prone, we lost some of our best players, and it was all on Cam. And then I'm gonna beef it up. and then of course, the fumble. And Cam just looks at it. Don't jump on it. That hurts your heart as a fan. I know what the Ravens are feeling. They like, yo, seriously? Like right into your hands, and he dropped. It was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, I know I did just see that.
Because that's what I do now. Like, now that I'm just watching these games from the couch, I look at it from the perspective of, man, if I was a fan of that team, how would I feel in this situation, in that situation? And I just looked at it like, bro, I would be so sick. I would be so sick.
Especially the pass before.
Oh, my God.
They extending the play. Lamar extending it, hitting the strike to Likely.
But, I had that happen to us this season. It's different because playoffs is different. But when we played Washington, Malik Neighbors literally
Yeah.
dropped
Listen.
the game-winning ball.
What we're
For
not going to
us
do,
to-
is find a way to compare the Giants to the Baltimore
Nah,
Ravens. We're not going to
I'm
do
not
that.
comparing. I'm just comparing the situation. That's it.
I don't like it.
That's all I'm doing. I'm just comparing the situation. As a fan, I understand the feeling.
Yeah.
I was pissed at Malik Neighbors, and everybody. And then you know what else was pissing me off was like
Mhm.
everybody around was kind of like, oh, but Malik Neighbors still did this. He still made this many catches. And
Mhm.
I'm like, man, bump all that, man. When it came down to it for him to win the game, it was right in the breadbasket. Right in the breadbasket.
Mhm.
I don't care, man. But that's how I look at situations, man.
No,
When
that's the
it's
right way. I think it's the right way to look at it. We got to stop. Everybody's got to be accountable. We got to start being soft with it. At the end of the day, I think Lamar Jackson. I saw the video. He kind of said, hey, it's on us. It ain't just you. It's on us. We lost this game. I said, man, shut that. No,
yeah,
it's on Andrews, bro. You got to make that catch at the end.
come
As
on.
simple as that.
I
You
mean,
got to
and
make that catch.
I don't agree with that whole catch with your hands thing.
Hmm.
As I get older, man, I don't. Now that I have better understanding, in high school, I used to always think that. I used to always believe like catch with your hands. Because coaches used to always tell me that. Nah, man.
Catch
Nah,
the rock.
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you got to go back
Yeah.
to the basics, man. You got to do, man. Especially in conditions like that. Sometimes you got to catch that money with your chest, man. Like sometimes you got to play comfort ball. And I feel like as I watched that replay, because I watched it over and over, and I'm just like, oh my god, it just looked like it was trying to catch it with his hands and with the gloves and all of that. It just looked like a bad combination of things
Mhm.
that he couldn't get together, man. But yeah, let's talk about what really matters, man. Not the losers, but the official Final Four. You have the AFC
Mhm.
Chiefs and the Bills, and the NFC. You have the Commanders versus the Eagles. I'll let you take it away. Start with whoever you want to start with. Who you got? Why? Who you rooting for? All
Mhm.
that good stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the AFC, the Chiefs and the Bills. For this game, I have the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs. I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to have a much better game, a much better showing. I think he's going to get his weapons more involved, and DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood out there and Worthy and stuff like that. I think they're going to have a better game. They look just a little bit rusty. Travis Kelsey played like a veteran, and I look for him to show up again. Chris Jones looked dominant again on defense, and McDuffie out there. So I think they're going to have a much better game. These teams played each other during the season. They have experience with each other, and I just think that ultimately, I just believe in Pat Mahomes, man. I just believe in him and his willingness to do the right thing at the right time. Even though I got to say, Josh Allen has grown tremendously. Okay, he's not forcing stuff like he used to.
Yeah.
When you have all that talent in that arm, he'll force it sometimes. So, but yeah, I got the Chiefs.
Man, I have the Bills on this, man. Well, let me say this. No, I actually have the Chiefs winning, but I think that if there wasn't another universe in the world where the refs would not cheat for these motherfuckers, I would have the Bills. I would have the Bills. Um, if you sit the refs to the side, I think that the Bills could take it to these dudes. Josh Allen could finally overcome his kryptonite and Patrick Mahomes. I just like what they're doing, the intensity that they're playing with right now. Josh Allen does a good job at distributing the ball to all of the hands that he has. No really big names, but they just play nice and sound football that is kind of comparable to what I would say like the Patriots did. Um, I definitely like his performance more than I like Patrick's recent performance,
Hmm.
and even his receivers, I think his receivers. I just think that you sit aside Travis Kelsey. I like what Buffalo's receivers is doing more than what they're doing over there with the Chiefs. Chiefs, I seen a couple drops last game. I seen a few
Yeah,
drops.
but
So
I
I
mean the
mean,
Chiefs, like you said, the Chiefs they got Taylor Swift, they got Caitlin Clark now. They got Travis Kelsey, they got
they got Caitlin too.
Yeah, they got Caitlyn up there in the press box too. They became
Oh,
friends.
we don't even got to talk about nothing. Yeah, the
they
Chiefs going
got
to the bowl.
they got Trump in office, man. The white hope is here, man. There's a lot.
Chief.
It's over here.
The Chiefs is going to the bowl. Man.
Yeah.
Ain't really not much to break it down about that then. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, I ultimately, let me just preface this. I have the Bills in another universe. If all the politics weren't involved, I would have the Bills. But ultimately, I just think the Chiefs is going to win it because of the extra stuff. Eagles and Commanders, man. Let me say this.
One. Yeah, let me make this one clear.
Yeah,
you go ahead. Go
ahead. Commanders. I need y'all to do this, man. Like, honestly, we're in a position as a Giants fan where I'm in a lose-lose situation. Commanders, if y'all win this game, doesn't this make y'all have your fourth ring? That's bad. It means y'all tied up with us, man. That's a sucky feeling. But I would rather for y'all to be tied up with us when ring count than for Saquon Barkley to go all the way to the Super Bowl. I would much rather that to happen. This is where I absolutely draw the line. I absolutely cannot have Saquon Barkley to the Super Bowl. If y'all end his run right here, I can live with everything that went on this season. I can live with it. I could live with the fact that he's the best back in the league. I could live with the fact that, he's a woulda, coulda, shoulda story for the Giants. I could live with that. But if he goes to the bowl, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could take that, man. I really don't know, man.
Yeah.
So, Commanders, I'm rooting for y'all this game and this game only. Because I don't care who goes to the Super Bowl. Once whatever happens after that, I am with the AFC. I am with the AFC. So that's my take, man. That's it.
As much I want to see, man. I remember when you met Saquon and he signed your jersey. Y'all changed some words, whatever. Everything was lovely, man. So it would really hurt.
When he was real. When he was real.
It would really hurt me to watch him just continue to rain down on you guys. So I actually, football minded, I'm going with the Commanders. And the reason being is I think they're going to focus on taking away the run. And they're going to try to double AJ. They're probably going to go one-on-one to Smith, which can get dangerous. I don't like Commanders secondary that much. I do think Eagles have the slightly better defense, but what I believe is I just don't believe in Jalen Hurts. His arm talent, I think people kind of overlook it. And the reason why A.J. Brown's not getting the targets and stuff like that, I've seen Jalen Hurts throw some straight ducks. I mean, straight ducks. And it's kind of being like blown, like people not really noticing it. But if you watch football, you see it. His arm is suspect.
Yeah.
And it's regular out routes and in routes. Sometimes he just misses it. And his process is sometimes a little slow,
I agree.
Yeah. So I think that the Commanders, on how hot they're playing and the energy they're having, I just need that same fire to show up. I don't want them to feel like they've made it. But I think,
you stop Saquon, you win the game, man.
That's it.
You win the game.
For real.
Stop Saquon. Everything else is everything else you could work through, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of disagree with you, man, on the secondary portion, man.
Okay.
Sandstrill, whatever his name is, number 0, and you got Lattimore. That's not bad. That's not bad. Now I'm gonna tell you who needs to tighten up. I want you to go watch the condensed version. If anybody who's tuned in, man, go watch the condensed version of that game, just to refresh your memory. And I don't want y'all to look at anybody except Wagner. Look at Wagner. He was looking like complete cheeks out there. And if he plays like that versus the Philadelphia Eagles, It's going to be a long day. It is going to be a long day. So he needs to tighten up and he needs to get with the program. He's supposed to be one of the leaders, if not the leader of that defense. And so I do think that the Washington Commander defense is stepping it up, man. They're making a name for themselves, but this is it right here, man. This is the task. So they need to go ahead and complete this thing, man. Stop Saquon. Put all helmets on the ball, man.
We're about to possibly see the Commanders in the Super Bowl.
Bro, that is wild, bro. I can't even picture that.
That is wild. And just for the record, when I was young, I was a Commanders fan. So,
Yo, listen to the show right there, bro.
For the
record. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah,
man.
Got love for the DMV.
Yep. But all in all, I know I said all of that. I have the Eagles winning, man. I'm being honest, and if I'm being completely honest, trust me, man. I hope that I'm wrong. I really do hope that I'm wrong, but I just think that the Eagles might take this one, man. And hopefully, everything I said though comes true. I hope that they do find a way to just make it easy on themselves. I'm not worried about them offensively. As long as they could put a hat on Saquon, man, I think everything else will come together.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
Did you pick anybody yet?
Yeah, Commanders.
Oh, okay.
I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm staying true. I have the Commanders. So I do think the weather's going to be a little difficult, but the way them corners was looking, Slay didn't look that good. If you watched the game, he was getting routed up.
Yeah. He got burned a couple times, right?
Yeah. And for Jaden Daniels, that ain't gonna happen. He gonna throw some dots.
So you have the Chiefs and Washington at the Super Bowl, and I have the Bills and the Eagles.
Yep.
Listen, I hope it is the Bills and the Commanders. I do. Let me just keep reiterating that so everyone knows and understands. I hope it's the Bills and the Commanders, but. That is that on that, man. This is going to be an exciting time in the playoffs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you haven't already, please make sure that you like, please make sure that you comment, and please make sure that you subscribe. This podcast is brought to you by The Proven Grounds. Please make sure that you do your due diligence and subscribe to these channels, man. P, close us out, man. What you got?
Hey, man, it's boy P-Way. Once again, thank you guys for the support. Please make sure you support TP Way the Giant on Instagram, TP the Giant on X, and TP Way the Giant on TikTok. And on YouTube, make sure you follow Proven Grounds, spelled PROVENGROUNDZ on YouTube. I appreciate the support. We went up 100 subscribers since last week. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to all my Proven Grounders out there. Until next week.